saying, well, first, thank you for coming this weekend. We really appreciate it. And we've had a wonderful program this morning. And I thought I would just start by asking you, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
Valerie Ojala Keller is my ex-husband's name. He's Operation Iraqi Freedom, U.S. soldier. I help take care of him since he's had from being deployed. So I'm well versed with the VA. So I'm an actress and a model and a firearms technical advisor, like my dad, Fast Track. I've been on, let's see what films, High Mountain Rangers. I was on Days of Our Lives for 5 years as Nurse Lisa.
And that was the one soap opera when I was in college that everybody had to make sure we saw. It was like, I don't know why, but it was.
Yeah, it's the longest running soap opera,
Yes.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
They're really redo. I guess they're still doing it, some of it. So I don't know.
Is that one of the ones that's still on?
Yeah.
I think it is.
And then let's see. I don't know. Fatal Instinct. I did Faster on that, plus a part on that, and then a lot of commercials and different like personal appearances and different things like that.
And tell them about your martial arts.
Oh, when I was 15, I took a bus in Portland, Oregon. I lived in Portland. I took a bus to the nearest karate studio. I wanted to study Kempo, and I met Joe Lewis, the world champion kickboxer. He happened to be there, and he became a lifelong friend. So I have a second-degree black belt in Kempo, and also in Jiu-Jitsu. I started at the Gracies, so I got really blessed on that one.
That's cool. Yeah. And so when you were growing up, was it common for your dad to just bring people home?
Yeah, or they just show up at the door.
Yes, that
He'd
seems
be
to be
working in
really
the
common.
garage, and he'd go. It didn't matter if it's neighbors or it's Omar Sharif or anything. He'd just say, "Come on in," you know. So yeah, that's kind of how it worked.
What's one of your favorite stories growing up?
Which thing?
Can you tell us a couple?
I don't know. Let's see. Oh, I remember one little thing. I don't remember how old I was, maybe 7 or 8. But Omar Sharif came to our house. He was staying with my dad for a fast draw for a film, and he got out of the limousine and he bumped his head really hard. He picked me up. I don't know, maybe I was like 7, I don't know. And he was really sweet. I remember him being really super nice, and spent a lot of time. And then let's see, we used to go over to when I was I always remembered us going over to Audie's house, you know, and Pam Murphy, and we'd have a Christmas and Skip and Terry were there. And he always had 2 of those miniature Dillon pinchers. You'd like that? Oh, we're not listening. Yeah, and they were very loud, and a shepherd. So, and then he had one who had a horse in the backyard, and I was those horses. So it was kind of a big deal. And they always gave us Knott's Berries jam. I just mentioned that earlier. That's on Christmas every year. Let's see. I liked working with. Let's see. There was Martin Short, who's really funny, and Steve Martin. There's a lot of pictures. I forgot to bring those. Steve Martin on Three Amigos. They're really funny. Yeah, really a lot of fun. Yeah.
Okay, tell them about your motocross stuff.
Okay. When I was like about 15, I think 14, 15, right around there, we lived in the San Fernando Valley. I don't know if you guys know that area, but we owned half of a motocross track called Bay Mare Racetrack, which is still people talk about it a lot. And so they had the world champions there. And the Finnish world champion was Heikki Mikkola. I don't know if anyone knows who that is. Roger DeCoster, if anyone does motocross, they know those names. But they're still active with motocross now. They do a lot of thinking about. And he gave me a 400 Husqvarna motocross bike, which
She showed us some pictures last night. They're awesome pictures.
It's a factory bike. It's like 205 pounds, and I felt really blessed. So I raced that with Brad Lackey, Jim Pomeroy, the motocross racers, and my dad sold it when I was some you know. So I still am in touch with like a lot of the motocross people that are then, and I still ride, so.
I was gonna ask you if you still.
Yeah. I have a Husqvarna, but I still ride. It's still my favorite bike.
Do you like doing, a lot of bike riders seem to just like getting on and just going around somewhere, you know, just taking a day trip somewhere,
Just,
just riding or.
Like off-road, like adventure bike, you call it adventure bike. Oh yeah, that's fun. It's nice. There's a lot of roads that you have to have a spark arrestor. You know, if you're I'm in Big Bear. You ride out there on the roads, you have to, off-road, you have to have a spark arrestor. You have fires sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Be careful.
Tell us a couple of your stories about your dad.
Let's see. Which kind? Related to, okay. Well, my dad's Finnish, and his parents came from Finland, so he spoke fluent Finnish, and he always lived by the word sisu. I don't know if you ever heard that word. There's movies called Sisu. There's like 2 of them. They're kind of, action type ones, but it means to keep pursuing in the face of adversary and keep going, just because what's right. So the words, I have a hat name, so it says Sisu on it too. But my dad always lived by that. We grew up going in the sauna and then getting thrown in the snow. That was what we called fun. At night, and that was like Yakima, or Tieton, Washington, this little place. And we had an apple farm there. Well, my dad's parents did. And so it was kind of like a special thing. Most of the time we were fishing for steelhead sturgeon and salmon. That's what we kind of grew up on. I still do. So in Oregon. So it's in the Columbia Gorge, so we grew up there too. Kind of moved around a lot.
How did your dad get started in the quick draw? I mean, what?
He just liked the art of fast draw and guns, and he respected them. That's another thing, he respected them. And he would shoot rattlesnakes off the heads of rattlesnakes when he was 4. Can you imagine your kid going out? It's like, I think I'm going to go out and play with the guy next to him, and play with the rattlesnake. Then he just shoots the heads off him, and he practiced. And practice, just like the art of fast draw.
Where all has your family lived? I know you said your ancestors were from.
My mom's Norwegian, my dad's Finnish. And so, where did we live? I was born in North Hollywood. We lived there in the valley, San Fernando Valley, and then we moved to Oregon, to God's country. Now, I basically what it said, because it's such a beautiful place, and outside of Portland, Gresham, Oregon. I don't know if anyone knows where that is. You do? Yeah, so it's like really pretty there, and it's really nice. And so I went to school there too, and then we kind of moved around a lot though, but we lived there, and then we ended up, my mom passed away when we lived out there, and then we moved, we kind of scattered. My dad went to Las Vegas, but I went back to, I lived in Westside Village and was doing acting. I didn't like living in the middle of everything. I lived out there, so it was like living next to a lake and stuff there, so that's what we kind of did. We moved around a lot though.
How did your mom and dad meet?
They met in an apple orchard. I think it was in Tacoma, which was right outside of Seattle, near Seattle.
Was it like an immediate, or did it take time?
I think just hung out a lot and we went shooting and stuff.
Because I'm amazed your mom didn't teach people. I mean, she seemed to be almost as good as your dad.
She wanted to, I think. She did. She's an artist and actress, and she actually was the Northwest champion twice sharpshooting in Oregon, and then she's very good. There's an On the Go show that you can see on YouTube, and you can watch that and see those all. That would have been good to show that part. But it's I don't know how long. I don't know. 5 minutes. Anyway, and she does all the fast run. My dad talks about Audie and everything too. So.
And you said she ice skated too?
Yeah, my mom ice skated for the ice ponies. So we always went ice skating like every Sunday. So that was fun. Or and then we went skiing. I would always ski at Mount Hood in Oregon. It's really nice.
You often have questions too. I don't have to be the only one.
What about what year? Well, not about.
Years
What
are
year?
not-
What year was your father born? And
My dad, I think
deceased.
it's, I'm thinking it was 1925.
Okay.
In
And,
Illinois.
and he died what year? What year is his death?
2005.
Oh,
Yeah, he had Parkinson's.
did he?
Yeah, but you know, he sprayed that, he would spray those pesticides on the apple trees.
Yeah.
And they didn't use a lot of protection, and I really think that had a lot to do with that. But it really, it's a neurological poison. I'm a homeopathic naturopath also, and a tactical trainer, and a massage therapist. So those things are real important to me, health and nutrition.
So he was born in 25, but when did he leave Finland to come here?
He went to, he flew planes,
Okay.
and they kind of crop dusted, and he was
Oh.
a mechanic. for
Oh,
planes.
wow.
He was a
Wow.
machinist. My dad was a machinist.
Yeah.
He was like a self-taught, kind of self-taught machinist. And so, since people always go, what degree do you have? I go, I don't know, I have the degree of doing this naturally.
So the
it's kinda-
guns were more of a hobby at the start then?
Yeah, he just,
Since he was doing all that.
he had a vision about this holster, because he always wanted to know how to draw it out without getting stuck, or he'd say a handful of air, because people would grab, that it could turn, the cylinder could turn, and so he designed, I have the patent things, and they're like when he was like 18, 19 years old. So, yeah, so he was already doing all that, and so my mom really was his backup and designer for it. She made sure everything was good. She kept all the records good. That's the hardest thing,
And her dad also designed the tribute rifles
Oh, yeah.
and pistols for Audie.
The American Remembers.
And not just Audie,
Did you see
I have
that?
a pistol too, yeah.
But did you see the pictures? He had the original sketches
Yeah.
for Audie's, and also I have the John Wayne commemorative that he designed. It's kind of neat. It's the Coach rifle.
Okay.
And then he did the Patton Jr. and also our close friend who passed away, Chuck Yeager. Yeah, he passed away. Well, say breaths. It was about 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
2020?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember exactly what year it was at. So it was kind of what we did.
What about, I know you've taken a lot of trips and done stuff with, what was it you were telling me, like with the Secret Service and all that kind of stuff?
I go to the SHOT Show, the SHOT Show, you've been to those? So they have them up here too in Dallas, and then the really neat ones, like going to Disneyland to me, because they have all the really neat firearms and a lot of camp, everything fun. To me, it was like fun. And so they would invite me, let's just say Fort Knox Safes would ask me to come, and I would endorse their safe, and then they'd give me one also. And they pay me for coming there, I'd be there for a couple of days autographing pictures. And then, or Colt, or let's say Golden Eagle. And so the Uniform Division of the Secret Service came up and they said, would you like to go to Washington, D.C.? And I go, okay. So they sent me to come out there, and it was really fun. My friend sent me something, says, you need protection from the Secret Service. It's a joke. And I got to fly Tatum in a really nice chopper, which was fun because I love choppers. So that was nice.
So have you parachuted?
No, I always wanted to do that.
I'm afraid to.
Yeah, that's when as long as I know exactly what I'm doing, then I'd like to do it. I've always liked to do that. I hang glided when I was like 15, down over the Columbia, not over the Columbia Gorge, but near it. Wasn't that good? Okay, so I'm not really a daredevil. I'm careful, but
I think you grew up riding horses too.
Yeah, I bought my first horse. My love is horses. That's my love. Since I was like little, I wanted to. I've been buying a horse. When I was 7, I did a billboard with my mom. It was 2 for the price of 1, and it was American Airlines. And I bought a Mustang, an unbroke, green-broke Mustang. You probably know what that is, right? And his name was Matt Dillon. I did not name him. He was named Matt Dillon. Was that funny? A copper done Mustang. I should have had a slideshow. I would have gone. There have been so many. It would have taken all day. I did that. so yeah, I rode horses most of my life and shown horses. So I have a lot of love for horses.
Me too, I'm looking forward, I get to ride a horse in a few weeks.
Oh, good. Have you ridden?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you've ridden.
It's been a while, but yeah.
Yeah, so I have a Mustang, still I have a Mustang. I had a Mustang car, actually. My dad sold it when I was in Shelby, the 68 Fastback Shelby.
Oh,
That's kind of frustrating.
so how did it come about that you and your brothers and sisters, that Audie became your grandfather?
For
Or
Godfather.
godfather, that's what I meant.
Not my
Sorry.
grandfather.
Not
but
grandfather,
it's okay, it
godfather.
sounds similar. I don't know how it all began exactly, because I was kind of not sitting there knowing what was going on, but he had talked to my mom about it, because we were all, as you can see by that, they watched that reel to reel. Did you guys see that? Did you see?
Yes.
So we were all really, they were all really close. And so at some point, Audie said, you know, I'd like to be Valerie's godfather. So I have some letters my mom wrote too, because my mom was very, she would be a real historian, because she'd write, but she wrote so small, like she wrote shorthand too. But she wrote details, even what we did when we were like a month old, all that stuff, I had all that. Did you have that?
No.
Oh, she did,
We didn't even take video cameras.
Really?
Yeah, mom and dad did photos,
yeah.
and I'm the oldest, so yes, there are more photos of me than my two sisters. By the time they got to my youngest sister, who's 10 years younger than me,
You ran out of gas?
yeah, there's not a whole lot. But for
Yeah.
some reason, they never got into the whole video camera thing.
Yeah.
And they even had one. It was sitting in the attic. And
Oh, yeah.
never used it.
I know, I always take videos of
Yeah,
everything.
now we do it all the time.
Some
you know.
people do it for surveillance reasons, but I did it more for fun. Everything, you know, you have those fun videos, you look back, and my dad always did that. He took most of the photos, like with Audie and all those, he took those. People don't know, a lot of them he took were black and white, so he liked black and white. He was still, till he passed away, he always liked black and white. And he had his own darkroom.
Oh,
So
okay.
he developed his
So
own
he did this
photos and everything, yeah. And he always has, we have really blessed that way, because we have lots of photos. And on the set of the films, like Three Amigos, Silverado, it's kind of fun, because he took a lot of shots. And they're kind of fun.
Did you get to hang around sets when you were a kid?
Yeah, I was on, I mean, I worked on them, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on a lot of Bonanza, but I was really little, I mean, really tiny, and then, I don't think it was on, I don't know, I don't remember being, what's to say, I don't remember being on. I have a pretty good memory, but I don't remember all the things on Gunsmoke, except for later on, we were there on the set and stuff like that. There's pictures on the set of Gunsmoke, and it's kind of fun, because they kept going and going for like a long time.
That did, yeah. How
Yeah.
many years did that? I don't
And
even
then,
remember.
you know, just, I have a lot from me on film sets, but, and like Silverado and Three Amigos, and you have some of the pictures too. So it's kind of fun to be on a lot of things, and you know, I just said, and that was just boot camp. You know, there's still things that you do that are still really fun, like I have things I plan to do, but yeah.
So what's on your bucket list? What do you want to do?
I don't know about bucket, but okay, listen, what do I call it? Well, I'm writing a book. I've been writing it for a while. It's called The Army Looks for Lost Boys. Because I do a lot of I advocate a lot for like my ex-husband. He's 46 and he was in Operation Iraqi Freedom, Enduring Freedom, and he was deployed in Afghanistan and Iraq. So, and I know how it's very difficult with the VA to get the right kind of care. I don't know if there's any veterans in here, but it's difficult, where we live anyway, Loma Linda VA, and it's really hard. You have to stand, I sit there, and when he was in ICU, I never left the room practically. Like it was 10 days, I mean, I did, I couldn't sleep, but yeah, because you have to do things like that.
Yeah.
So I want to finish that book, and then I write lyrics, and I have a book called The Girl in the Wind. I haven't completed it yet, because I'm always having to do stuff. It's like, wait, we gotta do this. It's like squirrel, right, you know? So.
Let's see what else.
Does anyone have any exciting questions that I can almost answer?
I had some little, I got my sister,
Yeah?
got that, Audie Murphy's there.
Yeah?
But then she seen my sister she seen her sister,
Yeah.
and then, she said, seen her sister is Air Force, she's trying to be in the Air Force.
Oh, wow.
And she's only 14 years old, she's driving an airplane.
Oh, wow.
And then she rides a
A bull?
bull, yeah.
Yeah.
No, horse.
Yeah.
And she
Okay.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah, and,
We
So
call that
she-
sisu.
Huh?
Sisu. We call that sisu, to have sisu.
yeah. Well, yeah, I have a sister, and she has a sister, and they have a sister.
Wow.
So, but anyway, she's trying to have that, and she went to ride that horse up there.
Yeah.
She almost won that, but she had, what was that? Where they sell that, casinos, that's where they take it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she saw that, so she's getting good, pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you have, or have you had contact back to Norway, to family?
Oh, well, I have a lot of contact in Finland.
Sorry.
Norwegians must be hiding.
Okay.
My grandparents were from Norway, and this is one thing that's pretty interesting, is my grandfather's name is Jacob Severson, S-E-N, Severson, which means son of the sword. And so, the pummelers, no. And so he had a ticket on the Titanic to come over, and someone stole it. And they're all quite relieved right now, right? Oh, you never know. But, yeah, and my grandmother's Olga Olstead Severson. So,
Is
yeah,
that a
they-
movie? No.
yeah, right. Yeah, and so, in Finland, I have relatives, a lot of them will say, I'm afraid of Russia. Tonight they'll say that, they'll text me or message me on Facebook. And I call it face off, but it's really actually good because I've met a lot of people that are friends or relatives and things like that. In fact, one of the men that came here, he's a retired sheriff. He came here because I met him on Facebook, and his wife and him came here. They drove all the way out here, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Genealogy is fun. We had our first ever genealogy workshop out
Yeah.
here
Oh, I
just
love that.
a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And they had a great time.
Yeah.
I think we're going to do it again. I have a few, and John's one of them.
Yeah. You're right.
And then I have a couple others that are what I call, that do a lot of genealogy. So
Yeah.
they ran it.
My grandfather kept from Norway, he had very explicit, he knew all the genealogy we have, it's all written out. We're from St. Olaf the First, direct descendant, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you Norwegian? Or,
My grandfather came from Sweden.
oh, it's Sweden. Well, they say 1,000 Swedes ran out of the weeds chased by one Norwegian.
I do like
My-
that one.
My uncle, my Swedish uncle,
Yeah.
or whatever, he said, down here we call them Aggie jokes.
Yeah.
They were always Finnish jokes to the
Yeah, yeah,
Swedes.
There's a lot
Put
of-
downs
I'm sure
and-
there's a lot of Finnish jokes, okay, 'cause
How many Finns does it take to change a light bulb?
Yeah, yeah.
Those sort of things.
Wait, there's something on Facebook and these two, or on Instagram too. There are these two guys, I'm trying to remember their name, but they show what each country, how they act, or how Sweden, they always have Sweden acting really weird, and the Finnish are always like this. It's called the Finnish smile. They go, why didn't you smile? I go, I did. What do you mean I did? And they go, she didn't smile in her last picture. I was like, more like,
Yeah.
there's a picture of me with a Husqvarna t-shirt on. I was really happy. I was sitting there. It ended up on some magazine. I don't know why. Because I guess there weren't very many girls racing motocross. I was just standing there with a Husqvarna t-shirt on. I was smiling to me. So they have I don't know what it's called, but it's like really getting popular. Then they show what the Netherlands will act like, and from this, and it's cute. But they always make, or Denmark, and then but they make the Finns always go, what do you do in the snow? And they'll have the Norwegians go, I love the snow. And then they'll have it's the same guys, the two guys. And then from England, they would go, oh no, oh, tally ho, no snow. It's kind of funny. But the Finnish guy climbs out, he's in the snow, under the snow, and just comes up. And it's kind of like it is. You know what I'm talking about, right? Is everyone from out here in this area, or? Yeah?
East Texas.
Yeah?
Not too far.
Yeah, not too far? I'm not really, I've been, I've been out here for a SHOT Show, and then, my friend, look, it's her, the L.
Love it?
Love
Out
it.
in West Texas?
How far is that?
Long way.
Far.
Like,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
like,
to see a friend.
That
what,
was 1996.
15 hours?
Yeah.
Shot show.
Oh, was it that
Oh,
long?
I've had a, there was one in 1996, yeah, you're right.
They don't do it in Dallas anymore, in
I
Las
know,
Vegas.
I know, that's
Hey.
frustrating. I know, me too.
So what is a SHOT Show? I don't even know what that
Shooting,
is.
hunting, outdoor trade show.
It's amazing, isn't it fun?
Okay.
It's so much fun, but why did they take it? I went to Denver, I went to New Orleans, it was so fun. I
Yeah.
felt so privileged. I always said, why does someone want an autograph picture? I just want to be here. Yeah, and the one out here was really fun though. A Colt had me come out for that one, Colt Firearms, and it was really nice. So you're right, because I remember the Secret Service was right around, no, that was about I forget what year it is, I have it. You know, but I really miss it being there. In Vegas, it's not as, it's more strict. You know, isn't it? Have you been to the one in
No,
Vegas?
I'm not going to Vegas.
Yeah, it's not, it's more strict, but it's like more, more tactical, more aggressive kind of military stuff and everything. It's fun, but it's not as fun.
In Dallas, I got to meet Carlos Hathcock.
Yeah?
Quiet, unassuming, humble man.
Yeah, it's nice.
He was the world's deadliest sniper in Vietnam.
Oh,
Wow.
okay, okay.
So, he's the one that he killed a guy over a mile.
Yeah.
Just yellow.
Crawled on his belly through foot-high grass to get an NBA general, and then had to crawl back out.
Wow.
Wow.
That's what you call the sisu. That's the sisu. Yeah.
He was, well, we ever worked for around here, it was a badass.
Yeah, well, it's kick-ass, right? It's the same thing, it's the same, my dad would love hearing that, because he'd tell you, that's sister. But he made, my dad was very carefree. People say, you didn't say enough, or you didn't say enough. He wasn't like that, he said, not a lot. On the Go Show, he did On the Go Show, he didn't say much, you know? He wasn't about promoting himself so much, he was more about promoting the art of gun and safety and fast drawn. You know, the fun of it for people, yeah.
Carlos is the one who shot through the scope, that was
Yes,
precise.
right through the scope.
It's not like the Finnish soldier, the White Death.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sound like that.
yeah.
But he's pretty badass too.
Yeah, he badass. If you see the movie Sisu, it's actually very interesting because it's after a real story. So if you ever see, it's not just about the Finnish, it's just the spiritual principle about it. You keep pursuing in the face of adversaries for what's right, not for pride, you know?
And she's done a lot of skeet shooting, right?
Not a lot, once.
Once?
With the Secret Service. They took me a while. I've known once, I never shot skeet. I won't shoot animals. I just don't like it. My mom shot, I know I'm skipping around, squirrel, right? I'm being quite fuller. My mom shot an elk. Once a year we get deer or elk, just for the deer, for food. And so it wasn't like we just went to kill animals like that. I didn't like that very much. Then she shot 400 yards, an elk running downhill through the heart. It was in eastern Oregon. And yeah, my mom, I don't think she was real proud of it exactly, but it was necessary. But that's pretty far, I guess. I don't know, I'm not good at measurements, but that is exactly the distance.
How old were you when you started learning to shoot? And, I mean, and so
Yeah.
did your dad like really into the safety first?
Yeah, safety is the most, like he'd say, he put that, it didn't matter who, I remember, well, especially with, it didn't matter who it was, Sammy Davis Jr., anyone, he put the firearm on the table, he said, you see that? It's the safest thing in the world till you pick it up. You know, and that was real important. And so we had the Daisy air rifles, I was a Daisy baby.
Yeah.
There's some pictures in it, and I, yeah, that's kind of, yeah, it was real important about safety. But not everybody wanted to do anything like that. My brother John, a little bit, he also he was a major in the Army, first major commissioned by General Norman Schwarzkopf. He's a chocolate pilot. and a mechanic for, he restores multi-boards and Porsches and stuff like that.
Say, working on a car?
How many, okay, living in California, how many earthquakes have you been through?
Too many. I just remember working, it was when I was 16, I woke up and it was like a train, that's the sound it has, like a train going through the house, and it's really scary. I always wish there was a chopper that would pick me up and just go away, because I remember, there was one, I don't know when it was, but it was,
There's one you said that was really bad.
was that one?
Yeah.
But that was bad too, they're all bad.
Well,
They're not fun. My dad he called it, shake and bake. I was like devastated, my water heater broke, and I had my raw search and rescue dog with, and I was like puppy, she was just a puppy. It was in Northridge, I live right near Northridge. So it was pretty intense. My dad was shake and bake, I was like, I go.
But it's like, no matter where you live, you have something. Like
Yeah,
here
yeah.
it's tornadoes,
Yeah.
pretty much.
My sister's
Down
in
south,
Kansas.
hurricanes.
Yeah, yeah. My sister's in Kansas, and she's always like, Val, there's a tornado watch. I'm like, you just told me that last week. No, and also we have a fire and a tornado. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's constant, right? Where she's shooting, killing rattlesnakes, something. She's out in, it's Buckland, Kansas, I think it's called.
Yeah, I still remember one time, in fact, Mom and I were talking about it not too long ago. I was young, and I remember Mom let us stay at the front door, looking outside out the screen, until the sky turned gray. And then she said, okay, it's time to go downstairs. And so yeah, we went downstairs, and now me and my sister, we were just playing. They had an the old 50s style tables,
wow.
aluminum table downstairs, and so we got to play underneath that.
Oh.
While Mom, she said those were some of the most stressful times for her, but we never saw it.
Yeah.
She had to go
Wow.
back, she had everything ready,
Wow.
had us
Yeah.
playing under there, because that tornado, particular one, it hit a couple streets over and a couple
Wow.
streets down the other side.
Wow, wow.
So,
I
yeah.
wouldn't like that too much.
But that's the only one I truly remember.
Yeah.
She said it happened more often, but that's the one I remember.
There was one here in 85. Where were you?
I was not, I was pretty young.
She was underneath the aluminum table.
Probably. Well, and our grade school was actually really paranoid about it because it was an old school, and they had one long before I went to school there, but it took out the entire subdivision behind the school.
Wow.
And they turned it into a park. They didn't even bother rebuilding. And so
They're coming
they
everywhere.
were, they were very leery when we had them because of the type of buildings they were. They were small buildings. Old timey school.
We don't have tornadoes that I know of in California, but we have other things.
Yeah.
Like, the law is not the law there, no. Sorry. I live in Big Bear, called Hobo Junction. From sheriff's, I go, this sounds rude, but I get more action from the MP on Fort Irwin. Because they don't act, they're really heavy-handed or they don't do anything. So it's all different, energy.
What else do you guys know?
They want to say movies and stuff, right?
Is that about Tiffany?
Well, I was gonna, because you knew so many kinds of people and
Yeah.
your dad worked with them and you worked with them, did you ever let them go watch their movies and how does?
Did I go watch movies with them?
Their movies.
Did I go
Oh, to
with
see
them?
how strict they were?
See their
Yeah,
movies.
yeah, I have. I was with Chevy Chase and Martin Short. Chevy Chase actually lived really close to me in the Palisades, where they had all that problem. I lived in the Palisades for a while, and so Chevy Chase lived there, and everyone's the same to me, it doesn't matter if they're, I don't think of it that way. Does that make sense? It's kind of like, everyone's kind of the same, right? I don't think of it that way, so that takes stress off me, doesn't it? Does Chevy Chase live there, and Murray, what's his name?
Bill.
Bill Murray, yeah, he lived down the street. He always drove by in his blue Cadillac. It didn't seem like it was that long, it was like a few weeks ago. He'd always drive by and stuff, and so I have friends now, I go to once in a while, I'll leave Big Bear, I called the island and this guy, and I'll go down and I'll watch a premiere, like my friend Andrew Sugarman, he's the director. He did a movie just recently, Second Down. It's about a true story about a Down syndrome boy that plays football and becomes really successful. Yeah, have you heard of it? Yeah, he did that just recently. He went to her work every day. I go, where are you? He goes, where are you, Peter Pan? They're called Peter Pan. And yeah, so a lot of my clients, are as a massage or Madonna, Rosie O'Donnell, I work with them on a film. That their massage, they said we're all on the same ground,
So Big Bear, what is that about?
Big Bear?
Yeah.
It's
I'm not, I know my California geography.
San Bernardino. Someone was saying they were from San Bernardino. It's San Bernardino. This Big Bear's up here, San Bernardino's here. It's like everything's a mile or an hour away from Big Bear. But Palm Springs like an hour and a half, and so you're like in a hub. When you go to Vegas, it's like 3 hours or something like that. And then the San Fernando Valley is like an hour and a half, or San Diego, it's like you're kind of in the middle of all that realm like that. So I just like it 'cause it's like being away from everything else. Right? It's like a different, it's like you're in a different, it's like a normal place.
I can't, do you get the traffic there that like you get in
No,
LA and
no,
stuff?
no.
Not.
We only have a Marshall's there, that's only, we have a Marshall's and 2 grocery stores. I just like this low key, like in the West, like I lived there, just that way. Does Puppy need to go out?
Yeah.
You need to go out?
He's gonna take it off.
See you in a little while,
His
cutie.
leash and stuff is in there. He was doing stuff that only I know.
Yeah, he says, right? It wasn't about treats this time.
No.
Yeah, I think the thing that surprised me the most, when I was in high school at the time, and my grandma took me out to, I don't even remember what relatives they were. They were dad's side, somebody's 50th wedding anniversary. And so I got to go, and we stayed at one of the relatives' house, I don't remember, and they were telling us about how early they would get up to go to work,
Yeah.
and how long, and then they were like, you wanna go see the beach? Well, I was, like 14, I was like, yeah, that sounds great. Hop in the car, kid you not, 2 hours later,
Where did they live? Where is it?
somewhere in LA.
Where's that?
I don't even know.
Because everything's pretty
2 hours.
close.
It took 2 hours to get there, I remember that.
LA,
because it
when you
was-
say LA, it makes me think of.
I don't remember where, too long ago.
Yeah, kind of.
I remember, and then we jump out, and they're, because it was starting to get dark, and they're like, all right, there's the beach, there's the ocean, let's go.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all, I remember that, and I remember the restaurant we went to the next day. It was some fancy restaurant, I don't even remember. And they had a persimmon tree. I think it was, which fruit is it that when you cut in half looks like a knife or a spoon or something?
I don't know.
Inside in the middle. Is that persimmon or pomegranate? I lose track.
I don't even know.
They had that tree in their backyard, so it's like, as a 14-year-old, that's all I remember about that trip.
So what does everyone out here do? Do they have any special things they do? Hobbies, sports, or anything that you guys do? This, yeah. Show and tell, right?
That's my buddy right here.
Yeah.
I used to have a bunch of boats.
Yeah.
And me and him, about 30 years ago, we go do, driving a boat.
Yeah.
We ski and all that stuff.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
I like water skiing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to go to Hubbard right here, Well, I've done them everywhere. I've been in so many places to, have a boat stuff,
Yeah.
I'd start, and it'd be I don't know, it'd be a smaller one, and they get bigger.
Yeah.
That, I think the biggest one was 14 feet long, and, 18 feet wide.
Yeah.
That ain't big, but it's pretty
Nice.
good.
It's big enough to have fun,
Oh, yeah.
right?
And we used to do, me and him was just talking about how much we used to do.
Yeah.
But it's like she didn't realize, and probably a lot of people don't realize when we crossed Rockwall, in the lake, I was like, it's man-made,
It's
it's
like,
not,
where do you go fishing?
Yeah,
They're all
fishing.
man-made.
Yep, they are,
Yeah.
all here
Yeah.
except Caddo is the only one that's
Yeah,
not,
she's
they're
not.
all man-made around here.
Yeah.
In Oregon, everything's not man-made.
There's
See,
something.
now-
Everywhere
me-
you go, it's
And me being
different.
from Missouri,
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I had a boat right there, and I just drive it, it'd be in my, slip, we could just jump out of it and start skiing, and I had my son.
Yeah. It's like, what do you call it, the Columbia Gorge, have you been there?
No.
It's so beautiful. It's really pretty. It's huge. And we would catch my dad designed this, because he always designed things. He designed the flying fin fender flaps, motocross fender flaps and fork protectors. But he made this boat out of balsa wood, and it would go out, because the Columbia Gorge is really huge, long. So he used a railroad tie, because these are fish are like, you know what they look like, right? They're prehistoric. The sturgeon, they're big, like 6 feet. You might ever hang them from the swing set together, and I'm like, oh, okay. They'd be like, I was used to that. So he would take a railroad tie, and he'd attach it as a weight, you know? And that boat would carry out the bait, you know, I don't know how far, I'm not good at distance. To the middle, it was very far. I think it was like a mile across or 2. You go in the middle, and then he'd go like this, and it set it and drop it down, and the boat would come back. Yeah, that's how I used to do it, yeah. It's where, in Hood River, Oregon, where they have the windsurfing, like that area, that's Columbia Gorge. It's pretty deep water, real deep. So, yeah. I was asking, what kind of fish are there?
I don't even know, I
Bass,
don't go fishing.
Bass, crappie.
Warmer or corner fish?
Catfish.
Did, no trout flying, or I don't know. Trout need that cold water.
They won't have cold water.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was thinking you probably have bass and catfish and,
She does a lot of fishing.
Takes on.
yeah.
Striper and hybrid.
What's that?
Stripers and hybrid,
Oh,
it takes
yeah?
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how far is the ocean from here? Is my friends
Oh
in
gosh, all the way down to Galveston, so you're talking what?
So
6
Ludwig,
hours.
7 hours? About 7 hours?
something
Yeah,
like that.
quite a ways.
Because in Ludwig, isn't the ocean right there?
Where's that?
Or
Lubbock? No.
Say-
Oh,
No.
That's even further.
I thought we saw water.
That is, okay, I still remember, okay, I
There's
was,
an inlet. There's
well, we went to, I was in grad school, and we had to go to Lubbock for a museum conference. And, okay, I'm from Missouri, she was from North Carolina. So we had never seen tumbleweed before. And we wondered, we had these visions, okay, we're like, we're gonna bring some back, and we're gonna make little disco balls. And everybody just started laughing, we're like, what is it? They're like, you'll see. You'll see. Well, we took a friend of ours, Brian, he drove and he had a van. So, okay, so we're driving down, we're like, what is that? Wait a minute, that's a tumbleweed. They're like this big.
Really?
And,
That's like
okay,
a Twilight Zone.
we were determined though. He had a van. We jumped out, we said, we're making something with these. So we put like 3 in the back of the van.
You can make lots of.
We did. I don't
Did
even
you?
remember what we did.
My sister
I think
did
we
that.
pulled them apart and just, but no wonder everybody was laughing at us.
Yeah.
We'd never seen tumbleweed. They had no clue how big it
I
really
named it
was.
Cow
We just,
Tumbleweed.
you just think on the cartoons. They're not very big in the cartoons. But yeah. I still remember that.
That's what it's cartoon. It would take up the whole thing. And I've never seen them that big, but my sister made she likes tumbleweeds and stuff like that. There's a place called Lucerne when you're in Big Bear. It's about 30 minutes, you go down, it's the desert, and it's really hot. It's, I don't really care for desert that much, I like the mountains, and she gets tumbleweeds, and she made them into like, she puts them up with lights inside, and they're really cool.
Yeah. But, yeah. And I don't care. They say it's a dry heat. It's really not that much better.
Yeah.
Hot is hot.
Yeah.
No matter where you're at.
You're back.
I've been everywhere, so.
You look happy.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, that's sweet. So has everybody here always been interested in Audie and everything in his background?
Well, I didn't find Audie until 2019.
Yeah.
My mom was on hospice, but she was in the nursing home, so we didn't have anything
Oh,
to
yeah.
entertain us.
Oh.
And I saw Right Up the Trail
Yeah.
came on TV.
Yeah.
He had told me about Audie
Yeah.
when he was in high school, but,
Yeah.
and I was like, where have I been?
And you know what's funny, because, okay, right where we live, I run every day, like, about a couple miles every day. I always like running. My grandfather probably liked, but so I'm always running. So we go by this place, and this guy was out, he was about 15 years old, I don't know, he was a little taller than me. He goes, and somehow Audie, his name came up, he goes, you mean Audie Murphy? He knew, he goes, well, he's my hero. I'm going, because he's 15 right now, and he said, the guy was telling me, you know, I'm gonna have to give him a picture when I get back. Yeah, he was really excited, so I was happy to see that, you know? And he knew Audie was, and how it was like a big deal to him that he respected what he did so much and everything.
Yep.
He said, he got on a German tank, he's telling me, I said, I know you're preaching to the choir. And I was just kidding. And I said, no, I wanted him to tell me, I was just being silly. Yeah, but it was nice. So I think these things are timeless, and it's important that no one's ever forgotten. You know, I think that's, because there's, it's like their energy, spirit's still here, touched everything, you know?
He was up humble about what he did though too.
Yeah, you know,
That's what brought his popularity, was he real humble about what
Yeah,
he did.
yeah.
yeah, you know,
He-
when we got old, you know, now y'all got young. So we used to do stuff when we got old now. You know, me and him and all a bunch.
Don't use the old word. It's not a dirty word. I know I say time doesn't touch everyone the same.
What?
Time does not touch everyone the same.
Oh, yeah, but I don't have the boat anymore. I used to have 4 or 5 of them, and we had so many.
Maybe you need one.
Yeah, we just don't have, I just don't have as much stuff, money as I used
Well,
to.
rowboats are fun.
Yeah,
They are.
but you know, I got so many people that just hang out around, we go, you know, have so many boats and people that, at the lake, you know,
Yeah.
for skiing, I mean, for, you know, Monday through Friday.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's a,
I love water skiing.
Yeah,
There's a
man.
place, in
And
Oregon.
you should see my son, my youngest son, the oldest son, he was, you know, I'm like this tall,
Yeah.
he's this tall.
Wow.
And he get, you know, he used to go like that, you know, ski, you know, got those, and man, he go, wow, he hug me skiing, you know, back, you know, like, when you get used to go
Yeah.
skiing, you know, I mean, riding on a boat,
Oh, one ski, yeah, single ski.
yeah, that was it was a
Slalom.
slalom, yeah, no, not with slalom, it's, where you were just had, you had a little, like, you know,
Above, board.
a board, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he
And
was
that-
doing
and
board.
they, you know, and he was so tall, you know, and,
Like Larry Bird, huh?
yeah, you know, I got 2 kids.
Whenever I hear tall, I think of Larry
Yeah,
Bird.
one of my kids is up here,
I met him, I mean, I know him, I don't know him right now, but yeah, I started thinking that. But you're sitting there with the green Celtic color shirt.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
made it all come back to life when you
yeah,
said that.
my son and my 2 sons are taller than me.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm the tallest, I'm the shortest one.
He just spurred up a little weed.
Yeah, and they think they think he might be older, or, you know, he might grow more.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, he'd be 15 and, no, he's 15 now, but
Wow.
he might be, that's how, and then that might be how far he gets tall, you know?
Yeah.
My
15.
oldest son, he'll be taller than him. Yeah.
Going back to your dad, like training and helping the actors learn how to shoot well, was there anybody, like you said, Sammy Davis, he thought Sammy Davis Jr. was the quickest?
He liked, you know, well, he said that when people would ask who's the fastest, he'd say Sammy Davis Jr. He
Was
always
there-
said that.
Was there anybody who he felt was already pretty good and he was like, he didn't really need it, or even maybe somebody you worked with that
Yeah.
was more natural about it than?
Well, of course, Audie was very natural. He did drop the gun. He was in his, I thought it was kind of cool. He has no shirt on. He's at our
Yes.
house. How many times have you seen Audie with no shirt on? And that's kind of sweet. I like that. It's kind of fun. It was fun. It's about being fun. My dad made it really fun. He didn't make it real serious, although safety was a very big thing. He never had a mishap. You don't leave any fun. I'm going to never set another subject, but he would always make sure there is no blank, there's nothing. I always take the arm away from the actor. I don't care who they are. And they went, no, you can't, sorry. I look like a fembot, but you can't have it. I'm not gonna let you have that firearm to walk around with right now. You have to be, you know, because it's my responsibility. So my dad was like that. But let's say you were asking about who the fastest was. Well, Glenn Ford was a friend of mine. He was fast, but he says, I'm not the fastest. There's nothing speeded up on the films, the ones you saw, that's not speeded up, which is
No.
interesting. It looks like it is kind of,
Yeah.
but it wasn't. And then, you know, right? And then, but Robert Redford was very good.
Oh, yeah, Robert Redford, he
Yeah,
was
he's
nothing,
very
man.
natural.
Yeah.
My
He was-
dad said he was like a prince.
Yeah, you remember he had one of them guitar, I mean, one of the things where him and, you know, they hit he was famous. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. Robert,
Yeah.
he was very, very kind, and Paul Newman was very good.
Paul Newman, yeah,
Lieutenant Gunn, my dad taught
right, right, that top Paul Newman and, you know, whatever you call him.
him.
Yeah, I'm watching TV, them shows, man, but they was all just good, old, with
Sundance.
Sundance Kid.
Yes.
They'd always say, they'd say, can you shoot? He'd go, he'd miss them, you know? They'd say, can we open? Can we move? And they said, well, I guess you have to. And he'd start, you know, he'd move, not pin people down or anything.
Oh, and you know, and Scott Glenn.
Yeah.
Scott Glenn, he was such, he lived in Kellogg, he'd always invite us up, and, you know, and, so he was really nice. I'm trying to think of someone, or who are you thinking of?
I just wondered if there was anybody specific that stuck in his head, or stuck in your head when you were
Yeah.
working with different people that you thought, okay.
You might,
You might be okay if I wasn't even here, but.
Yeah, but you know, one of the things that's important is a lot of these people that are, whatever, they're not stunt people, but even stunt people or technical advisors, they like the fact that they're the one doing it, but my dad wanted them to do it because they wanted, it was empowering to them, and they're gonna look back and know that's my hand that did that. So he would try to get them, some things were a little more complex, like that one thing I said on Three Amigos. There's a German guy, and he's in a saloon, and he shoots up there. That's my dad's. You can wash his hands, and it's my dad. But oh yeah, there's one thing kind of funny. I don't know. I'm going on. Squirrel? No, sorry. My friend's a doctor. She always goes. She goes. Sometimes they go off like that too. There's a show. It was the Star Trek.
No,
Totally different subject, but it's kind of around the same thing. So there's a part where they have where they're I don't know if you remember, did you watch Star Trek? You know the one Star Trek? Yeah, okay. So there's one where they are, I forget which one it is, but they had to have one Finnish guy. They needed someone from Finland they could not find anyone from Finland, and that would say something, I can't even see, it was like, something like that. With a whale, and they shot the harpoon. That's my dad's voice. Totally away from the fast right? They couldn't find a Finnish guy. I remember Kevin Klein goes, he did it, I can't find it on YouTube. He goes, what's this Finnish guy doing in Hollywood? You asked him. Kevin Klein was nice, yeah.
Have you ever met Chuck Norris?
Oh, yeah.
We just see.
Because Joe Lewis and him were good friends.
You what?
Joe Lewis, the blonde, full contact kickboxer. I have my phone here, but I'd show you. But he's Bill Wallace, Joe Lewis. Joe Lewis and Bruce Lee trained together a lot. I met Bruce Lee once, like I was like 12, I think. And but I really I love the art of martial arts, like it's a dance, it's full contact kickboxing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He decided.
So when you're in this area, do you go visit him because he lives in this area?
No, I haven't. I'm just here now, but I don't usually come out that often. So yeah, I
Yeah, the guy that he was talking about, he just died about two months ago.
He passed away.
Yeah, he
passed
away.
I was going to say he passed
Yeah.
away, but I never came out here to say.
Yeah, he was a cop, karate chop,
Yeah.
he could do all that stuff. He was that, but a lot of people they'd start doing it when they was young, and then they'd start, having shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Just an hour.
Everybody, that's how it starts,
Yeah.
Everybody gets to do something.
All right, well, I want to thank you so much. We also
Yeah.
did this for our YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
So, museum has a following on YouTube.
Okay.
So,
So I gotta watch this now? Okay. I'll find it. That wasn't me. That was her.